3, 2, 1, go. You are listening to The Bad Boy Radio Show with Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. This is that real shit, not that fake shit. The only radio show that's not afraid to tell you the truth about the game. This is The Bad Boy Radio Show. Remember, the truth is inside you.
Yeah, what up, people? What's poppin'? You have tuned into The Bad Boy Show with Mr. Locario, Miles Cunningham. Miles, what's poppin', yo? What's going on?
What's going on, son? Everything good?
Everything is perfect, man. Everything is awesome, yo. So listen, today we're going to be talking about how positive thinking improves your game, okay? So we're going to be talking some deep shit. None of that like, regular, shit. We going to get deep. We going to get into some shit today, okay? Because I hit up Miles, and Miles I was like, yo, I ain't got a topic. And he gave me the topic, and I was like, yo, this shit is perfect. We should have been did this. You feel what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into this, today. But before we do all that, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna get into some news. You guys are listening to The Bad Boy Show.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.
All right, people, we are back on the Bad Boy Show. Yeah, man. So there's some stuff popping off in the news, people. Some stuff popping off. You feel me? So the first thing we got to talk about is this situation with what's the dude's name? Lavar Ball. Is that his name? Is that?
Yes, Lavar Ball. Yes.
So Miles, you actually give the details. I know you know all the details. You know I don't be up on this sports shit. So, but I like. Okay. So tell them all the details, and we're gonna get into it.
Okay. Well, Lavar Ball is a former basketball player himself. He didn't have a long career, but he played some basketball. He's a tall dude. But the point of the story is that he has 3 sons. One of his sons is one of the star players on UCLA, which was the number 3 team this past NCAA season, and he got another kid that's in junior high and another kid I think in high school. And His kids are phenomenal. Like they're really good at sports. A lot of people are looking at them. His son that's in UCLA is he's a prospect to get drafted in the NBA. His other kid in high school be dropping like 90 points and shit. Like it's ridiculous.
Wow.
So a lot of people is looking at his kids, and so he's using this as a segue to kind of to start like a sports brand empire around his son. So it's if you look at the logo, it's a 3, a B, and a B, like 3BB, and it's called the Big Baller Brand or something like that. Yeah,
right.
The Big Baller Brand. And so specifically, what happened this week is that he came out with a shoe for his son that's in college, and it's called the ZO2s, I think, because his kid's name is Alonzo Ball, so it's the ZO2, and he also has a slipper, like or they call it a slide, but it's one of them slippers that you slide your feet in,
right?
Not like the flip flops where the joint goes between your toes. It's the the ones that you just slide your feet in comfortably or whatever, and not for nothing, that's a good marketing thing, because a lot of basketball players, like real basketball players, like niggas that play ball all day, so their feet are comfortable. On their way to the basketball court, they wear those type of slippers,
right,
and then they change into their basketball shoes, and then when they're leaving, they switch back into those slippers just to keep their feet comfortable and airy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And also to maintain the tread on your basketball shoes. So you only have to really wear your basketball shoes on the court instead of wearing it through the street and fucking up the grip. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But the point is, again, it's a big story, but the point is that the basketball shoe costs $495, and the basketball slipper costs $220.
Right.
And the big controversy is they're saying, why the shoe costs so much. your son ain't even make it to the NBA yet. And the thing with Lavar Ball, the father, he's like super duper confident. And, you know, him and his wife are professionals. So as far as money, they're good. You know, they're not hurting for money, but he just wants to build a brand, an empire brand around his children. So they don't have to go work for nobody, and they don't have to get, you know, exploited by all these other brands like Nike and you know, your Nike, Adidas, or whatever. Now, you might be asking, so what, you know, why isn't he, you know, why haven't the brands hollered at him? And the thing is, they did holler at him.
Right.
And Lavar Ball wanted a partnership. So he wanted to partner with those brands to create the shoe and the clothing lines and all that stuff.
Right.
And he wanted $1 billion contract for each of his 3 sons.
Right.
And they was looking at him like he was crazy. So he was like, all right, fine, if y'all don't want to partner with me. Because they offered him like a $6 million deal. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
For his first son. And he was like, that he don't think that's enough.
Right.
So he was like, I want $1 billion for each of my sons. You know what I'm saying? So instead of $6 million just for one son, he wants $3 billion for all 3 of his sons. Because he feels like it's a because he know his sons love basketball, and that's what they want to do professionally. So he's ready to like get them on a line where that's their future. So
right.
It's a part of their brand, and it's going to be a long lasting brand. So he wants max money, and I don't blame him because there's so many other things out there that they selling that are way overpriced, but because it's made by, you know, some unknown, you know, entity. And when I say unknown entity, i.e., old rich white dude, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Nobody bats an eye because a fucking those same $220 slippers that he made. If you go buy $220 Gucci slippers, them shit is like $300,
right.
$350, $400.
Exactly.
A Gucci belt is literally $850. A belt. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
A fucking thing that you put on just to keep your pants up, $850. Like
right.
a fucking like LeBron, Kanye West made a T-shirt the other day, or was it 2 Chainz or one of them niggas? No, it was Kanye West. Didn't the T-shirt come out? It was like $170.
Right. Right. Yeah, it was a regular T-shirt, regular white tee,
a regular white T-shirt that you probably wear under another T-shirt. Cost $170 or some shit. So
right.
and it's crazy because I don't hear a lot of white people getting mad at this dude.
Right, right.
I hear mostly, and you know, kill me for talking about racism or the racial part of it, but it is a racial part,
right?
Because it's a black guy doing it, and it's somehow when a black guy decides to demand top dollar for his brand, his idea, or his goods or services, everybody want to lose their fucking mind, but they're willing to jump up and go pay whatever the fuck Macy's wants. They're willing to go pay whatever Gucci wants, whatever Ralph Lauren wants,
right?
Whatever Coogee wants, whatever any one of them other niggas who are out there that have a big brand. They're willing to pay. They're willing to pay whatever BMW wants, whatever Mercedes-Benz wants. You understand?
Right.
Whatever the fuck them Porsche, Lamborghini, Maserati niggas want, they're willing to pay. Like a Bugatti costs $1 million fucking dollars, son. It's a car. You can't even fit a fucking baby seat in the fucking car, man.
Right.
You could barely fit you and a bitch in the car.
Right.
And you there's no real space to carry nothing. You can't even go pick up groceries in this shit. And the shit costs over $1 million.
Right. Right. And you
know what I'm saying?
You know what it was too is that supposedly, because I was looking, online or whatever. Supposedly, people were sort of trying to get at him for saying, like, because they was like, "Oh, why is the price so high?" Blah blah blah. And then so he, Lavar tweeted out like, well, if you ain't a big baller, you probably can't, you can't afford it or whatever. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. He said if you can't afford this big baller brand shoes,
right,
then you're not a big baller.
Right.
Right.
And the thing is, I think who was it? I seen that like Wale tweeted out some shit like, "Oh, Michael Jordan never dissed his fans who couldn't afford his shit and blah, 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 blah." And it's like, yo, I don't see it as a diss. He's just saying, yo, listen, if you ain't a big baller, you probably can't afford the shit. Like, what do you want? Right. What do you want him to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit costs this much.
But if you really look at it, it's it's really not a diss. It's one of those things where it's only a diss if you take it that way.
Right, exactly.
Okay? Because you have to understand what branding is. Branding, if you decide to invest in a brand, then you're a part of that brand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if my brand is called Big Baller Brand,
Mm-hmm.
and you claim that you cannot afford to buy my Big Baller Brand, then all he's really saying is that you're not a part of the Big Baller Brand market.
Right, you're not in the demographic. Right.
But the fact that his brand is called Big Baller and he says the words, then you are not a big baller, then niggas want to take it as an insult. But it's really not an insult.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to tell you one thing, my nigga. I'm a black man in America, right? And since I've been growing up in Brooklyn, New York, all I see is black people wearing Timberland sneakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not styling, you're not fashionable if you don't wear a Yankee fitted jeans and Timbs, right?
Right.
But I found out a little bit about fucking Timberland, son.
Mm.
Timberland, the people who created Timberland don't like black people.
Right.
That shit is recorded fact.
Mm-hmm.
But because it became so popular, they always market to black people, and black people buy that shit up, right?
Right.
So let me tell you something. I purposely went out of my way in my entire career as a man to never buy Timberland shoes, my nigga. Never. On purpose. And you know what? I am not a Timberland nigga. Because I choose so. Not because Timberland looked at me and said, well, if you can't afford my shoes, then you're just not a Timberland type of person. Fuck that. No. You see what I'm saying? I know what that brand is truly about, but the rest of you suckers always buying Timbs because it's cool and you think it look nice and you think you're supporting something good. That's what you think because you're trying to be like the rest of the niggas on the street.
Right.
But you don't know anything. But when a man has supreme confidence in his children and his ability to build an empire around his children, you looking your nose down at him and saying, "Oh, this nigga's stupid and his clothes. Why are you so overconfident and why are you pricing your shoes that much and blah blah blah."
Right.
Yo, a pair of Yeezys is $200 and something dollars. Then niggas wait online. Niggas wait online. They pay other niggas to wait online, buy the shit and put it on eBay for twice more than that. Niggas is paying $600-700 for Yeezy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you getting mad at this nigga because he's like, fuck that. I'm starting off at $495.
Right.
Because that's what he chooses to do. Like, get out of here.
Right.
Man.
And at the end of the day, if you don't want to get it, you ain't gotta buy it. This shit ain't.
You don't exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You're not a big baller. You're just not a part of the Big Baller brand. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But he's smart. He's smart because he chose his words wisely because he knew people would take offense to that shit, make a controversy of it, and that's why we're talking about him today. We're basically promoting the whole shit.
Right, exactly. So
because now you know about it, and now you have to ask yourself, wait, let me go look at this shoe. And then once you look at the shoe, you got to say to yourself, do I want to support this brand or not?
Right.
Am I a big baller or not? You see what I'm saying?
Right, pretty much.
That nigga's a genius. Fuck what you heard, son.
Exactly.
That nigga's doing the right thing.
Real fucking talk. Real fucking talk. Nah, I feel you on that, man. It's like, it's so funny how motherfuckers is getting tight about this shit. It's just like, oh, okay, that's how much it costs. I'll either buy it or I won't. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Either I'm interested or not. Like, that's really the end of the story. It's like, why are motherfuckers getting mad about the fact that he chose to price his product the way he does price his product? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you still got a choice. It ain't like you it ain't like you paying a bill or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to fucking pay the shit. You ain't got to do the shit.
It ain't like that's the only sneaker out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You still got choices. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Be like,
right.
Like you get like, and it's crazy how if he had just let Nike or any one of them niggas come give him the $6 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody would be like, "Oh, that's so awesome!"
Right.
Yeah, his son got a $6 million shoe deal with Nike.
Right.
That's great.
Right.
But if I say, you know what, fuck Nike, I wanna start from the ground up and build my own brand around my kid, who I already know is talented, and I want all the money.
Right.
I want all the money to stay in my family. so my kids don't ever have to worry about money.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want to look at him like he's crazy.
Right.
And still, I've heard interviews and people talk about. They say that the nigga's he's evil and he's sinister, my nigga. Like that's what they're saying about this.
You see.
And then again, these are black people saying this shit, B.
Mm-hmm.
Black people.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, man. That's how it happens. That's exactly how it happens, bro. You know, that's the world we living in, man. Terrible.
You think Nike give a fuck about LeBron James?
Exactly.
You think Nike gives a fuck about Michael Jordan?
Shit.
You just another nigga, B. You just another talented nigga that I can exploit and make money from. Okay? Because when you get injured and your career is over, I'm on to the next nigga.
Right.
You feel me?
Exactly. So why not hit this dude, try to set his kids up, you understand what I'm saying? To the point where they got ownership of their shit. You feel me? So it's like, but that's the difference between people that think big and think small. You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly.
It is what it is. But anyway, so onto other goofy news. So there was a video going around of the rapper Lil Yachty and Joe Budden, and Joe Budden was supposedly I guess trying to school Lil Yachty on shit. But, and it was on this show called Everyday Struggle with Joe Budden, DJ Academics or whatever. It's on Complex. You can look at it online or whatever. So basically the whole argument was the new school versus the old school, the mumble rap type of shit versus real shit or whatever. And Joe Budden was just trying to school him or ask him what is he really trying to do with what the fuck he's trying to do. You feel what I'm saying? And the part that we found interesting is that Joe Budden seemed like he was just mad about his own situation. You understand what I'm saying? In what was going on, you know what I mean? Because he was talking to Yachty saying, "Yo, this is gonna happen, and if you do that, that's gonna happen." And it literally sounded like he was talking about his own fucking his own life. You know what I'm saying?
His own career in the rap game.
Right, and then so now there's a video that came out where Lil Yachty is at a performance and he's having the crowd chant "fuck Joe Budden" and shit. So now, yeah.
How did you know about that?
Yeah, so that's just
this nigga Yachty's crazy.
So so I'm just like, man, you know what I mean? But see, that's the thing, man. Niggas gotta understand the game, man. And the game is like this with every music, artist. You understand? You start from the bottom. Then if you're lucky enough, you get really popular and then you start falling. It's just, that's the cycle. Right. You feel what I'm saying? It happens to basically every artist, even even your greatest artists. You have certain artists like Jay-Z where, or Eminem or somebody or Nas or whatever. It's they had their peak and then now they fell off. You understand? So it's even though they're still considered great, they fell off. You know what I'm saying?
No, because what it is everybody falls, but at a different rate.
Right. You know exactly. So, it is what it fucking is. You know what I'm saying? Joe Budden, he fell off, but he didn't feel like he got what he needed when he was at the top. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why he mad. You feel what I'm saying?
See, because we were talking about this, I was saying Joe Budden, the real issue with Joe Budden wasn't his talent. It was that he came into hip hop at the absolute worst time. He came into hip hop when the power was shifting from the record labels to the fucking internet.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So Joe Budden was literally one of the last big artists who actually was still trying to create a career off of the old template of get a buzz, get signed, and do some albums. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly. By the time Joe Budden actually came out with his album, people stopped giving a fuck about albums because niggas was already on iTunes.
MySpace and all that shit. Yeah.
Went in. LimeWire was already in. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Niggas was already pushing for the streaming situation when Joe Budden was trying to pop, and he popped real for a second, and he had to pump it up. And what was the other one? I don't even remember that.
Some shit with Busta Rhymes, I think. Yeah,
whatever it was. He had like 2 like pretty good hits, but then that was it. And then after that, he fucked up because he it's kind of like the first album didn't do as good as everybody thought it would.
Right.
And he himself kind of fell back.
Right, exactly.
Let's not forget, like, through all of that, reality show shit, we found out that nigga, he suffers from depression and all that type of shit.
Right, right.
So it's a lot of it falls on him too. Because if he was smart, he would have just started going crazy, doing mad records, releasing them shits on iTunes, and got with the whole streaming community, and doing his thing that way, and just kept doing shows. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that's the real way to make it now in music. Like, there's no time to fucking sit and wonder how well your last song did or your last album did.
Right.
There's no time for that. You have to come out with more content to stay in these motherfuckers' ear so they can keep streaming your shit on Spotify. That's what you have to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why so much of the music today is kind of shitty, because these guys are not really, and it's not that they're not taking the time. To me, it's really that they don't have the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, niggas ain't got the time to really sit down and write a hard 16 unless it comes to you easy, unless like it's a part of your craft. But like these little niggas like Yachty and Uzi and Kodak and them niggas,
right?
They don't have the time to sit down and do that shit. Them niggas got to do shows. They got to do vlogs. They got to fucking post on Instagram and all of this shit.
Right.
And they got to come up with new music at the same fucking time. So,
nigga,
just put the beat on. Yeah. Peekaboo, and all that dumb shit. Like, just get it out. You know what I'm saying? Just get it out, and hopefully niggas will get turned to it, so I can keep doing these shows and getting this money. That's it.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. That is real talk. That's exactly how that shit is, man. Oh my god, that shit's terrible. But that's how the game is right now. That's where the game is at. You know what I mean?
And by the way, again, I'm with, because I don't fuck with these mumble rappers. Do not get it twisted. But I fuck with they hustle. You understand?
Right.
And I kind of agree. Fuck Joe Budden on the low, like, because that nigga let a lot of shit fuck up his own. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Like, he to me, he would be the type of nigga that would be mad at Lavar Ball,
right,
for doing his own thing. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, how come you ain't wait for the big time sneaker companies to fuck with you?
Right.
Just like how he was waiting for Def Jam to promote his album better. You see what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Like, no, nigga, you got to get out there and do it your fucking self, my nigga. Like, that's
exactly. Real fucking talk. And so, in other hip hop news, I just thought this was interesting. So there's this thing going around where everybody's mad at Funkmaster Flex because he was, I think, talking about Tupac, and he brought up, I think, when he got shot up in that studio, and he was saying that Tupac shot himself with his own gun, and he was basically, I guess, sort of trying to say, like, he was like, oh, Tupac wasn't like that gangster I thought he was, and like that, I guess. You understand what I'm saying? And so, people online is like, oh, how you going to talk about Pac like that? And you disrespecting the dead and blah, blah, blah. And he was, and then Funkmaster Flex was trying to clear the air. He was like, Biggie didn't set him up, and it was like some other cats. And then he was saying that, he was basically saying that, Tupac lied about Biggie setting him up. And then because Tupac knew who really shot him, but he didn't really want to say who it really was. So he just blamed Biggie sort of like this. So that's basically like kind of what he was saying. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Right.
So everybody, they're like, oh, how you going to talk
on Tupac's part?
What, say that again?
I said that's good marketing on Tupac's part.
Right. Right. And it's like, everybody's like, oh my God, how you going to talk about Pac and you expect? And see, my only issue with this whole situation is this. I don't like when people, look at people as these people that you can't criticize. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can't say shit about Pac. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you can't say nothing. If you say anything besides Pac is the greatest, oh, he's the best, this and this and this and that, it's like, oh, it's fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? Because if
blasphemy,
right? So if Flex is telling the truth about what was going on, he's just telling what happened. You feel what I'm saying? So
right.
It's like, but the thing is, it's like people are so emotionally attached to Tupac. You feel what I'm saying? That if you say anything, besides Tupac is the greatest, then it's like, they want to kill you. You feel what I'm saying? They want to jump down your throat.
Yo, Tupac is one of the wackest rappers of all fucking time.
Nah, not all the time.
That's how I feel. That's just how I feel. Tupac
Yo, they gonna come.
He's a whack rapper.
They gonna come after us, yo. They gonna come after us. So they...
Tupac is whack, man. That nigga's so fucking whack, man. I never really felt anything from his music, son. I never felt nothing from his music. Like, it sounded like all of the shit he was saying was like niggas who write after school programs wrote his shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not. I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like so real it's fake. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, but see, this is the thing though. It's like, I could understand, like, people say they like the feeling and the message in some of his shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, he had good messages.
Right, but
I mean, he did have good messages.
But see,
again, so do after school programs.
Right.
You know, like, whatever.
See, my opinion is that I thought Pac wasn't that great of a lyricist, of a rapper.
Right.
Because even Joey Badass said that if I was to be in a battle with Pac, he was like, I would beat Pac in a battle. And I was like, I agree with you. I agree with him. Because
most of these niggas would beat Pac in a battle, son.
You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about lyrics, that's what it's like. So the thing is that, I'm not saying, I don't think Pac was terrible, but what I'm saying is that for the feeling of him being the greatest, I'm talking about as far as his artistry. You understand? Mm-hmm. I actually, like, truthfully, I would rather see a Tupac lecture than listen to his music. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think his interviews and his speeches, were like, that was the real shit.
Exactly.
But it's like, when you said it, it's like he literally took his speeches and his poems and tried to force them into music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And to me, the feeling I got from that is what makes me feel like he was whack.
Right.
Because it's like you're trying to fit, your profound ideas into this quote unquote gangster music created by Death Row, and you know what I mean? And it's like, no, because like if you listen to fucking Snoop Dogg, right? Now, Snoop Dogg didn't have all the greatest messages and shit like that, but that nigga was smooth. Mm-hmm. You understand? He was comfortable. He was at home in the booth. He was at home in the studio, fucking spitting whatever the fuck he was spitting to a beat, no matter what it was about, right? Biggie, because people always want to compare Pac to Biggie. Son, Biggie would have sex with the fucking beat, son. Mm-hmm. He would literally tongue kiss. I mean, pause and all that, but you get what I'm saying, like with the whole metaphor of using your mouth and pause to make rhythms that kind of got interwoven with the beat, son. Right. He got into the beat. Mm-hmm. Pac sounded like he had a couple poems that he wrote when he discovered that his mother was a Black Panther. Right. So he kind of got on his Black Power shit, and then he just grabbed the poems from anywhere, and didn't give a fuck about what rhythm they were written in. Right. And just tried to spit them to a fucking beat. Right. That's why I can't really fuck with Pac on that. But Pac was a real nigga. Don't get me wrong. But his music, son, I can't co-sign his music. That shit sounded like he was trying to fit a fucking triangle into a square. Like, I just can't do it.
But you can't tell Pac fans that. I bet you any Pac fans listening to this just had a heart attack. They're like, oh my god, I can't breathe. What these niggas just. Like, yo, Miles, you remember that time we had that dude? We was chilling at my crib, and that dude was in there, and it was like we was having like a get together at my house, and we was talking about hip hop, and then there was this cat in there that was a big Tupac fan, and we was telling him how we felt about Tupac. This dude couldn't believe it. He looked like he was about to lose his mind. That shit was hilarious.
That nigga lost it. He was like, oh my god, I never heard anybody say anything like this about Pac before.
Oh man. Oh my goodness.
Man.
That's crazy, man. I'm like, shit. But anyway, so the last news story we got was so the cop who killed Jordan Edwards, so that was like the teenager that got shot in the face,
Right.
I think was it in Texas or something like that?
Yeah, coming out of a club. Coming out of a party. House party.
And so he basically turned himself in. The cop turned himself in, and he's on like $300,000 bail or something like that. And I think they're like charging him for murder or whatever it is. And see, the thing is, you know, if this motherfucker gets off, like, I mean, what the fuck is going on? You feel what I'm saying? Because didn't the niggas that shot Alton Sterling just got off? They didn't get charged. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we saw people seen it on camera. Like, we saw the shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
The same thing with Eric Garner. We saw the shit. Like, what the fuck? You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm like, yo, like, how, like, what kind of shit? You know what it is? Is that it seems like they're trying to get the public used to this. You understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
that at some point they can just start killing niggas and nobody ain't gonna bat an eye, because that's just what happens. You feel what I'm saying? Niggas
Right.
just get killed, and I'm just like, that shit's fucked up. You feel what I mean? So it's like it's crazy out here, man. It's crazy. It's like the same shit they've been doing back in Jim Crow and all that other stuff, but it's just It's just a updated version of that. You feel what I'm saying? It's the
Right.
2017
Anything.
version of the Jim Crow era. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Fucking stupid, man. Like, that shit.
Ain't nothing changed.
That shit
Ain't
be
nothing
killing
changed.
me, man.
They call it Jim Crow 2.0.
Right.
It's the next, next phase.
Like, that shit is terrible, man. I'm like, yo. But you know, it's crazy, man. I don't even know what to say else about that shit. You know. But
I'm glad he turned himself in, and I'm glad he at least got charged.
Right.
Because with a lot of the other cases, I don't know specifics necessarily, but I know that a lot of the other cases, it was like a fucking struggle to even charge these niggas with anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they was acting like, oh, well, the officer was just doing his job, so we can't charge him for just doing his job. But at least we could say he got actually charged with murder. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
Right.
man, you gotta look at the bright side of something.
Right. It's
Mhm.
crazy. It's crazy. All right. So listen, before we go on break, we're going to do a subscriber email real quick. And so this one says, how can I make the conversation with her emotional, inviting, interesting, and sexually charged enough for her to want to know me better? All right. So basically, and it's funny, I was actually talking to somebody about this yesterday. The thing that's going to make a chick really be feeling you and really want you like that, a lot of times just has to do with your intention. So if your intention is that you actually want to get with her and want to really make something happen, and then you act on that intention, then she's going to feel that, that feeling. You understand what I'm saying? Because the intention is authentic. You understand? It's not something that you're just putting on. See, this is why, like, sometimes with a lot of the pickup artist stuff, it doesn't work necessarily because you're just sort of doing something. You're not you don't feel it. You don't really believe it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like when someone says, hey, can you give me a pickup line, or can you give me what to say? It doesn't work that way. Excuse me. It doesn't work that way to just say, give me what to say, because I can tell you a thing to say, but if you're saying it and it doesn't really go with the situation, or you don't feel what I'm telling you to say, it doesn't really matter. You feel what I'm saying? Because she's not going to feel it. So if you see a girl, or you're dealing with a girl, you flirting with a girl or whatever, you're on a date, or you meet a chick at a bar, and you are, talking to her, you think she's hot, you think she's sexy as hell, say that shit to her. Be like, yo, you is so fucking sexy. You know what I mean? I can't stop looking at you, blah, 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 whatever. So you saying that and it being an actual feeling that you have, you understand, it's going to come across like, damn, like, this is some real shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you actually having that intention and following through with it is going to be the thing that's going to make her feel you. You understand? When you just say shit just to say shit, or you just sort of bullshitting, or you just sort of working out some lines that you had or whatever, that's the thing that doesn't really make her connect to you, because what you're doing isn't really it's not coming from a place of authenticity. You understand what I'm saying? It's
Right.
not, it's like if you know, like if a person's really angry and mad and like, let's say somebody beat up some dude's little sister, right? And so he's in such a rage and so mad that when he approaches that motherfucker that touched his sister, like that dude feels like he's like, oh shit, like this is really, the beef is really on. You feel what I'm saying? Like something's about to go down because this nigga he's stepping up to me on some shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's not like this nigga's just like, coming up and pretending, or he's maybe sort of upset. Nah, you can see into this nigga's eyes that he wants to beat the shit out you. You understand what I'm saying? He wants to kill you, whatever it is. It's that intention. It's that feeling that the other person sees when you're doing what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's the thing where it has to be that sort of feeling when you're interacting with the chick. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So, that's pretty much it, man. Like that's all you got to do is, and see, that's the thing. A lot of guys are scared to be that forward and bold and to actually act in that way because they're scared
right.
of the girl rejecting them. They're think, oh, I don't want to embarrass myself and all this other dumb shit. There's, you know what I mean? So they're thinking about all this other extra shit. And then by thinking that, this is why they never really get to the point of doing the shit, and then they don't get to do it, and then the girl doesn't feel them. You feel what I'm saying? So right. It is what it is, man. But anyway, real quick, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to get into the topic. We're going to be talking about how positive thinking can affect your game. All right. So you guys are listening to The Bad Boy Show. Do you want to learn the easiest way to have more sex with more women? Then get the critically acclaimed book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. In this book, you'll learn everything you need to know about attracting and sleeping with beautiful women. That's How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Get your copy today at MrLocario.com. That's MrLocario.com. MrLocario.com. Are you an actor who needs headshots? Do you have an event or a wedding coming up and you need a photographer? If you do, make sure you go to PavionPhoto.com. Pavion is a professional photographer who will supply you with high-quality video and photography services for any event. Contact him at PavionPhoto.com. That's PAVION Photo.com. PavionPhoto.com. All right, we are back. We are back on the Bad Boy Show. All right, so we're going to be talking about how positive thinking improves your game. Okay? So first of all, what I want to say is this, is that a lot of times what I've noticed over the years with like coaching and everything like that is that the guys who really like make shit happen and actually progress are the ones who see that they can actually make something happen. Like they say, okay, you know what? I'm going to take a chance and try to do something. I'm going to actually push myself to, get these things going. Right. Then you have a section of guys on the opposite end of the spectrum where they'll sort of, have sort of like a negative outlook on it. They're like, oh, it's all about looks. Girls aren't going to like me. I need money. I need this. And all chicks are fucked up and blah, blah, blah. So it's like that type of energy. And then so that type of energy keeps them in the same place. And then, shit doesn't really happen for them. You understand? And so what you got to understand about, positivity and positive thinking is that your thoughts become your actions. You understand? So if you think that you can, then you will do. If you think that you can't, you won't do. You understand what I'm saying? So right. It's really that simple when we break it down to on a simple level. So if you think you actually can get women and attract women, you will actually try to do things to do that, to make that happen. If you think you can't, you're not going to do anything because you just think you can. You think that it's bullshit. It's a waste of time. It's never going to happen. This is, it's all about looks, and because I don't look good, no girl's going to like me, and that's what it's going to be. You feel what I'm saying? And so you sort of thinking negatively about the situation is basically controlling how you respond to the situation. So if you think, okay, well, I can't do it, then you're not going to do it, because the way that you move basically comes from the way that you think. You understand what I'm saying? The way that your thought process is going to be the thing that propels you to do things or to not do things. You understand? But see, a lot of times, people, they end up not doing certain things because of the feedback that they're getting in situations. So a person will be like, okay, well, I'm thinking positive and I'm trying to make this happen and blah, 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 but nothing's happening. So the positive thinking isn't working. You feel what I'm saying? And so the thing is that even though you're thinking positively, you still have to be able to continuously put yourself out there and go with the flow, even when things aren't looking the way that they're supposed to look. And that's one of the biggest problems when we talk about this, is that a person they're looking for the result to happen like right now. And if it doesn't happen right now, they fall back into the negativity. You see what I'm saying? And then so that's why shit isn't going, the way that you want it to go. Right. And so the thing is this too, and I got to say this too, like, and let's get a little bit deeper here. Right. So when we talk about positive thinking and thinking positively or whatever, it's not necessarily just about, think all these positive thoughts and be on some super new agey type of thing or whatever like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what people think all the time when we talk about this stuff. But what you got to understand is that it's not about you just thinking positively and then trying to shut out negative thoughts, because this is what you got to understand. Let's go deep. You need negativity. All right. Let me explain that. Let me explain why you need negativity. You need negativity so that you can understand positivity, right? You need positivity so you can understand negativity. Now, what you have a choice to do is whether you want to go in the direction of positivity or you want to go in the direction of negativity. So it's not about ignoring negativity. You understand that negativity is there, but you choose to go in the direction of positivity. You see what I'm saying? So you understand that you can choose to say, you know what? No girls like me and girls suck and, it's because I'm ugly. It's because of this and because of that. You can go in that direction. You understand that happens, but also about the other direction, which is the positivity, which is you can say, okay, what can I do? Even asking the question, what can I do to improve myself? What can I do to make things happen in the way I want it to happen? So that's you going in that direction, even if the shit isn't happening the way you want it to happen right now. So you can say, damn, well, I'm not getting girls right now. What could I do to get them? That's you thinking in the positive direction. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you basically saying that to yourself, just asking yourself that question, you're going in that direction to get the things you want to get. You understand? Because this is what you got to understand about life. Because people always talk about, shit like the law of attraction and all that other craziness. Everything that you want and don't want exists. You feel what I'm saying? Everything you want and don't want exists, right? Now, it's up to you to choose which direction you want to go. It's like if you standing on a block and one side of the block has a positivity store and the other side of the block got the negativity store, and you in the middle of the block, you choose which way you want to go. They're both there. The negativity and the positivity are both there. It ain't going nowhere. It depends on where you want to go with the shit. You feel what I'm saying? So the thing is that, a lot of guys, they will feel negative about shit and they will see the negative as the only truth. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So like I had a dude hit me up on the YouTube, the live YouTube joint. And he was basically saying, he was like, yo, man, I've been like trying to really, step up my game for the past 6 months. I've been going hard. And he's like, I came to the conclusion that it's really just a lot about looks, because if you look good, then things are going to be, easy for you. And the girls, they're going to want you. And if you don't look good, they're just not going to want you and all this other stuff. You understand? So he's coming from a frame of, negativity. You see what I'm saying? Because he's not seeing the positive in that. Even if he's seen it that way, a more positive outlook would be like, from what I'm noticing or from what I'm perceiving, it seems like a lot of these girls are into guys that are good looking, right? But then on the opposite side of that, I also do see there are some guys who aren't so good looking getting women. So depending on how I see myself, let me see where I fit in order to figure out what I need to do in order to get girls. You see what I'm saying? But see, most guys won't think that way. They're going to think, oh, all these girls just want good looking guys. I don't look good. The end. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and that's it. That's it. That's it. Just we're done. You know what I'm saying? And so the person who's on the positive shit, they're going to figure out a way to make something happen with whatever they're doing. You understand?
Right.
It's just like in business. Like a business person, when they're trying to start a company, there's a whole bunch of shit that they can pick to be negative about. A whole bunch of shit. Like every day there's a whole bunch of shit that me and Miles could be negative about. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. A whole bunch of shit. But what we do is we say, okay, this is happening. What's the solution to this? Because we're going in the direction of positivity. What's the solution to make this thing work, to make it happen? What can we do to make it go down in a way where, it's going to be beneficial for us? You feel what I'm saying?
And we also take note of what is working.
Right, exactly.
That's a really important part. You have to take note of what is working for you. And the way, all right, a simple trick to positive thoughts is to just be thankful.
Real talk.
I mean, at the risk of sounding religious and all of that shit, be thankful. And when I say be thankful, you ever heard them say count your blessings? It's the same shit.
Right.
Take a minute and just go down, like make a list mentally, or you can write it down if you want to as well. Because sometimes it makes more of a difference when you see it, when you can see it and read it back to yourself. Like it really, sometimes it can really change your perspective on a lot of things. But think about what is working for you. Think about the things you have going for you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and it could be, and really start simple. Start so simple, because when you overlook the simple things, that's when you start to make everything super complicated for yourself.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So, for example, for myself right now, like, excuse me, the simple thing I could say is that I woke up this morning in my right mind and I'm healthy. I'm breathing. I'm walking. I can see. I can hear, smell, taste. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And those are all simple things. You understand?
Right.
But you think about how many people you might know that don't have all those luxuries.
Right.
That's why you should be thankful for them. It sounds so simple, but that's why you should be thankful for them. And then I'll show you how that can translate into your game with women. Okay. Number one, I said I'm glad I woke up. Right.
Mm-hmm.
When you approach a woman, you can easily just walk up to her and be like, "Hey, my name is. What's yours? I am so glad I woke up this morning to meet you. I feel like I woke up this morning to meet you, and I'm happy about that. How are you doing today? Right now, you got your sight. You can be like, yo, I'm so thankful to be seeing you right now because you are so beautiful, and I think you're one of the most attractive women I've seen all day or all week or whatever. That's sight, right? And then you got something like smell. You say, God, like you smell so good. Like it feels so good to be catching your air right now. What are you wearing? Like, or is that just your natural body? Like that's beautiful. I'm loving what I'm smelling. See, simple, right?
Right.
Then you got touch. When you shake her hand, you be like, oh my God, girl, what you do? Do you moisturize your hands?
Right.
No, listen, what did I just do? I just went down a list of my 5 senses that I'm thankful for.
Right.
And I just showed you how you can start a conversation with a female.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You see how simple it is?
Right.
But then the rest, like a lot of us guys, like we worry about approaching and what should we say when we thinking about all of this different shit we need to be saying, like we need to start talking about politics or we need to figure out, all of these crazy things about her interests and where she comes from and her family and this and that and relationship with her father and all of these things. No, my nigga, like, what are you smelling? What are you seeing? What are you touching? You see what I'm saying?
Real
like,
talk.
Be thankful. Like, really be thankful. And then that'll lead into positivity, because if you're thankful, more than likely you're gonna be smiling. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're gonna feel good about something. And when you approach that female and you feel good about something, there's an air of confidence, positivity, and just a positive attitude about you that will infect her. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It'll travel to her. She'll see that smile on your face. She'll see the fact that you're walking with your shoulders square and your chest out, because you feel confident, you feel positive, you feel happy, you feel at peace about who you are and what's going on for you today.
Right.
And then you begin to share that with that female, and 9 times out of 10, unless there's something wrong with her, like literally something's just wrong with her, 9 times out of 10, whatever the exchange is, whether or not you get the number and all of this and all of that, it will be a good exchange. And that's another thing. Positive thinking has nothing to do with the outcome.
Gotta clap that.
For real. Because a lot of you cats, like, again, you're worried about all these complicated things, like, oh, is she gonna like me? Is she gonna be attracted to me? And this. No, son. Be thankful that you actually see a bad bitch in front of you. Cause, my nigga, how many times we went out trying to, like, and we filming and we're like, yo, we gotta find, like, an attractive female to try to see if we could interview or do something or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, yo, the whole day, like, hours will pass, and it's like, we don't see nothing. Be like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the niggas who they live in a country where it's cold all the time, and everybody's all covered up, and you never get to see a chick walk past you in a nice sundress.
Right.
Like, that's a good thing to be thankful for. No matter, it sounds simple and it sounds corny, but my nigga, it's something to be thankful for.
Right.
And if you can tap into that simplicity of positive thinking and energy and just being thankful, trust me, it'll change your whole game, because at that point you won't even be thinking about the rejection or if she gave you the number. You'll just be thankful that you met a nice person, or you were able to actually have a quick conversation with a person. You're thankful about being able to shake her hand, smell her perfume, whatever it is. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole nother thing. And
the thing about that is that a lot of times when you have that vibe, that's the shit that makes chicks even like you more. That's what makes them gravitate to you, because energy is, like, energy is contagious. Like, people feel your energy. You feel what I'm saying? You can feel when someone come in a room and they're upset and they're pissed off. You can see it in their face, and then it just, like, brings the whole energy of the room down. But then when you see someone that's positive, that's cool, they just got that energy, and it rubs off on you. You feel what I'm saying? And people want to be around that. This is why women love confident guys, because the confidence is an energy that they want to be around. You feel what I'm saying? They want to be around that winner. You feel what I'm saying? They want to be around that dude. And the thing is that, unfortunately, what happens is that a lot of times the reason why dudes can't tap into, that positive thinking and that positive outlook is because, unfortunately, some people, and because I'm guaranteeing you there's somebody listening to this right now who's exactly who I'm about to talk about. There's a person who will hear something like this, or you say, yeah, you gotta, go in the direction of positivity, and they'll be like, oh no, but that's some bullshit because of this and because of that. And they keep rationalizing why they're failing. They keep rationalizing why shit is whack or shit is fucked up as if that's it. That is it that happens. That's the end all be all. Everything is fucked up. Right. Shit is whack. It's because this is because that and all this other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why they do this is because they identify with that type of person. You understand? Or they identify themselves as that person, or they identify with their failure. They identify with the negativity. You understand what I'm saying? Right. To go to a positive place would basically mean that they don't know who the fuck they are because they identify themselves with negativity. They identify themselves as the guy that no woman. You ever hear a guy say that? No women like me. Really? How? I want to know. See, I want to be friends with you because I want to know how in the fuck were you able to approach every woman in the world? I want to know that because I mean, to know that no women like you. How did you get to that conclusion? You feel what I'm saying? That's amazing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, how did you do that? Like, I want to know how the fuck you was able to, because I want to meet all the women in the world to find out who likes me and who doesn't. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what the fuck is.
Let me say something real quick. The whole thing about being liked, right?
Right.
Like, and this is what people, this is a connection that I think people got to make with positive thinking. Positive thinking, again, just like everything else, we repeat this shit all the fucking time. We say the truth is inside you. It all starts from within, right?
Right.
So when you start taking stock of the things that are going good for you, no matter how simple or complicated it is, like I was saying with the five senses, waking up healthy, being able to walk, you know what I'm saying, like just regular shit, right? It when you take stock of those things subconsciously, it makes you like yourself. You understand? It makes you say to yourself, yo, I'm a dope person living a dope life. On a subconscious level. So when you say, yo, I'm walking, I'm breathing, I got a job or whatever it is, like I got a car, I got a mother who loves me, you know what I'm saying? I got a brother, I got a working faucet, like whatever it is, B, whatever the fuck it is, if you could be thankful for it, you can find a way to subconsciously tell yourself, yo, I am a dope person living a dope life. And then subconsciously you end up liking yourself. And what do we always say? How the fuck is anybody gonna like you unless you like yourself?
Real talk. Real fucking talk.
When you walking up to a bitch and all you can think about is the negative shit about how the last 3 girls you talked to acted like bitches, or, you failed some exam, or your boss didn't give you a raise, or you missed the bus. When you're walking up to a bitch with those things on your mind, trust me, she can see it and feel it. When you say hello and shake her hand or whatever it is, she can feel all of that shit, all of that disgusting, negative, stink shit. She can smell it. That's why she's going to tell you no.
Right.
And the main reason is because those things are on your mind. You have a big sign on your fucking forehead that says, bitch, tell me no.
Right.
Because I already feel like I don't deserve to be in a positive interaction with you. So go ahead and reject me now. That's what you're saying.
Right.
When you're not tapping into your positivity and walking up to the girl. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right.
That's what you have to understand. That's how the positive thinking turns into confidence and turns into that attitude that she's gonna fall in love with. Because you never know. Maybe she's having a bad day, and because remember, females are super emotional, so she's having a bad day. She's looking for somebody to turn that shit around. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because everybody has a bad day, but it's the people, the positive people, and again, we gotta be real about this. I'm not saying that once you get into your positive zone, ain't nothing bad gonna happen to you. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But the point of life is, that with that Sylvester Stallone speech when he was like, it's not about getting knocked down. It's about getting knocked down and how many times you get the fuck back up.
Right. Exactly.
You could take the hit. You could take the hit of the failure and the rejection and the whatever, but you're like, yo, I'm still breathing. I'm still, living. Because just being alive, my nigga, just being alive. I believe I said this before. Like, remember that your pops bust a nut into your mom, right? And that nut consisted of millions and millions of other fucking sperm cells. And the one that made it was you. Right. Exactly. So that right there is dopeness at its greatest. Just right there. Like, that's like the simplest thing. That's the beginning. So you're standing here right now that right there is something to be thankful for. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So you start with that, and then you go forward, and then you let that subconsciously, remind yourself that you're a dope person living a dope life.
Right.
And you love yourself. You like yourself, and you have that energy to give off. Now, look, this show is about positive thinking, and I know you anybody who listen to the other shows and be like, yo, y'all niggas is crazy. Y'all be talking about bitches be doing this and bitches is crazy and don't listen to women and and this, that, and the third. Now, the thing I want to say to that is, it's one thing to be aware of the realities, right? And then there's another thing to let those realities control your thinking and your actions. You understand what I'm saying? Because
that's the yo, you gotta say that shit again. You gotta say that shit again. Yo, oh my goodness.
So, like I said, it's one thing to be aware of the realities of all the fucked up shit in the world or in life, and you're aware of them. It happens, you see it, you're aware of it. But it's another thing to let those realities and negativities control your thoughts, words, and actions. You understand what I'm saying? It's a whole nother thing, because I'm aware that Trump is fucking up. You understand?
Right.
I'm aware that shit is crazy. I'm aware that you gotta be careful because you might get a rape charge fucking with the wrong bitch. You feel me?
Right.
Those, I'm aware. I'm not saying be dumb and just forget about everything and just be jumping around like Bonnie or like niggas is on Sesame Street or something. No, I'm saying you have to choose. You have to consciously choose. You have to consciously choose that positivity, that mentality of abundance that I'm always talking about. Especially cats, if cats really want to get on it and go to the badboymembership.com and get on it. It all works together. The positivity, the mentality of abundance, your thoughts, your actions, your words, and all of the confidence that comes with that. Because I remember when we was at the seminar, a lot of cats was like, yo, how do you build confidence? What's confidence about? How do you get confidence? That is one of the best places to start if you're trying to build confidence.
Right.
It's constantly reminding yourself, yo, I'm here. I have a life. I'm alive, my nigga. I am alive.
Real fucking talk.
I'm alive, B.
Real fucking
I'm
talk.
Here. I can do things. Every day you wake up is another chance to fucking make things better. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, be aware. Be aware. See, and that's the best part of being aware of negativities and all of the quote unquote bad things that may have happened, because you can learn from them.
Right.
You can learn from them.
Exactly.
And you learn something that can help you continue to move in the positive direction. That's how you stop the negativity from influencing your thoughts, words, and actions in the future. So that's where you make the choice at. Right? You experience that bad or negative thing, but instead of letting it just the whole bad taste that's in your mouth influence your actions from henceforth, you stop for a second and you learn from it. And then you take a minute to go back over all of the positive things that you could be thankful for, and then you move forward. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Real fucking talk. And it's funny because talking about all this, the positive thinking, it reminds me of this story that I heard about. There's these two shoe salesmen, right? And they're in this village. And so the village is a bunch of people that don't got no shoes, right? So one of the shoe salesmen says, damn, I'm not going to be able to sell no shoes because nobody around here wears shoes, right? And then the other salesman says, yo, I'm going to make a fortune because none of these motherfuckers got shoes. You feel what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Real shit, nigga. Real fucking shit.
You see what I mean? And that's what we're talking about. It's how you see the shit. You feel what I'm saying? And that's going to determine what the fuck is going to pop off for you. You feel me? And so that's the shit that motherfuckers got to understand. That's what we're saying. You see me? And that shit happens every fucking day in your life. You don't even realize it. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Happens every fucking day.
I remember, I forgot where we was, man. We was out one time, and we met this dude, and son was, like, going hard, and I believe I think he was in the Lower East Side. He was a little short dude, and
right.
he was knocking to every broad in the spot, and we was talking to him, and he was like, yo, I don't know if you remember this, and he was like, yo, I love getting rejected, because every time I get rejected, it just makes me feel like a cooperative chick is right around the corner.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he just had this outlook like, yo, I love when bitches act stupid, because it's like I got one of the stupid ones out the way.
Out the way,
so
exactly.
I know, like, there's a good chance that the next one is going to be a good one. You know what I'm saying? And he was in there, He had the attention of almost all the chicks in there, B. It was crazy. Crazy.
That's how it go. That's exactly how it go, man. So, I mean, you guys got to, you got to understand how, that positive outlook basically can affect your game. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's really just, mindset. The game is about mindset, man. This is like, a lot of it is, how you think. Because again, remember we were saying earlier, your thoughts become your actions. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you think a certain way, that's the way you're going to go, and that's what's going to happen. You feel what I mean? But anything else, Miles, before we get up out of here?
Yo, badboymembership.com, man. Y'all niggas need to stop fucking around, son.
Exactly. Make sure you guys go to Bad Boy Membership, because you can also see the Bad Boy seminar on the Bad Boy Membership. You feel me? Because a lot of y'all was hitting me up talking about, you want to see the seminar. If you want to see the seminar, you join the Bad Boy Membership, and you can see the seminar and all the other audio/video dating advice tutorials. It's step-by-step shit. So basically, you listen to it, you follow the directions, and you put it into your game, and then you take action and do what you got to do. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
And this is why we put it up there. We got literally almost maybe 2 days of advice on there. What I mean by that is you would literally have to stay up 2 days, almost 48 hours to listen to everything on there if you just started right now. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's that much content. You feel what I mean? Yep. So, and each month there's other things we drop every month. You feel what I'm saying? So definitely check that out. You feel me? So yeah, man, that's about it. And we will holler at you guys later. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. We gone. Later.
Peace.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.